welcome back to my channel, Meals with Mack. So today we're going to do a dish I call Pasta New Orleans. It's going to have crab, shrimp, and andouille sausage, of course the Holy Trinity. And we're going to saute it all in a nice marinara sauce. And then on the side we're going to do toasted ciabatta bread. And then of course for our cocktail at the end, we're going to do a Ciroc cranberry sweet and sour. You guys excited? Let's go. Alright guys, so here's everything that we're going to need for the meal. I have crab legs and I got shrimp. I also have my andouille sausage, and then I also have bell pepper, onions, and my celery. Over here I have some marinara sauce, and then our fettuccine pasta. We're going to season everything with our Tony Satrin, some Old Bay, minced garlic, and then we're even going to use a little bit of Zatarain's crab boil. Alright, let's get started. Go ahead and add my fettuccine pasta. Now, I don't break mine, alright, and I suggest that you don't either, alright, because what it will do is lessen the amount of pasta that you have. Alright, we want our pasta to be as big and as firm as possible as it goes through the dish, as it goes through its cooking process. As you can see, we're just going to let it boil, alright, and as it boils down, the pasta will soften on the bottom, and we'll just stir that into the water as it boils. Alright, just like that. Alright guys, so as you see, we have our pasta in our water already. So I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to it. It's gonna get some of that, bring that starch out. And then the next we're gonna come with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. This is gonna help it to keep it from sticking as it goes through the cooking process. And as it boils down, I'm gonna take my tongs, alright, and I'm gonna just turn those, give these a nice little stir, and separate them just like that. Alright, and we're going to continue to let our pasta cook down and boil, and we just want it to get nice and firm. Alright, keep it we're going to keep it a little bit al dente, alright, because we want it to have a little bit of bite to it, and it'll help itself out with the rest of the deal. Alright, so our pasta is boiling really well. It's going really good. So at this point I'm going to go ahead and add the Zatarain's crab boil to it. Alright, this is going to add a nice little bit of heat to the dish that I really love. You guys can do it if you would like. You don't have to. I do because I want to add an extra little bit of heat to the dish as well. Okay. Alright guys, so we have our pasta going at this point. So now I just want to break my crab legs down and start getting a lot of this meat out so that we can go ahead and add that to the dish when we're ready for it. Alright, these are king crab legs that I'm using. I got these here at the local market here. I like these. They're a bigger crab. They have a lot of good crab meat in it. It's just that work you got to put in trying to get it all out. Alright guys, welcome back. So at this time we're going to go ahead and start building our sauce for the dish. Alright, so I've already added a tablespoon of butter to this. I'm going to go ahead and do about a teaspoon and a half of extra virgin olive oil. Alright, so let's go ahead and add our celery, our red onions, all those in there. And then we're going to add our bell peppers as well. Alright, we're just going to sweat these down. Alright. Get these down really good where we want these at for the remainder of the dish. Alright, so as we saute these down, we want to get these to a point to where they're nice and soft. Alright, so I'm cooking right now on a medium heat. Alright, we're going to bring it up just a little bit. But we're just going to sweat all these down. And again, you can smell the butter. You can smell the extra virgin olive oil. And there's really no seasoning in this at all right now. It's just the onions, the celery, and the bell peppers, and the smell and the aroma of this is amazing right now. Alright, just think when we start to add all the other seasonings, the andouille sausage, what that's going to smell like, what that's going to taste like, guys. Alright, hang out and we'll be right back. Alright, I got this sweating down really good where I want it. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the andouille sausage to this. Alright. And I went ahead and I cut these up because I want to make sure they all get a nice even cook on them. Alright. So we're just gonna go ahead and add all of these. We're gonna sweat it all down. And I want the flavor of that sausage and the butter and all of that to come together right now as we start to build our sauce and the flavors, all right? So we're just constantly building on this. So let me sweat these down and we'll get back to you guys. All right guys, while we got everything else sauteing down, we're gonna go ahead and season our crab and our shrimp so it can get added to the dish later on. All right, so at this point, we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of a tablespoon of sea salt to our shrimp and to our crab. All right. Then I'm gonna come behind that with some Old Bay seasoning, all right? There we go. All right, a little bit more on the crab legs. All right, and then let's hit them up with the Tony Satchels. All right, we're just gonna give that all a stir. Goes good and seasoned. Same thing with our crab. And again, these are already pre-cooked, guys. So we're gonna add those right at the end of our dish. We just want them to get warm, all right, warming up to a good temperature so that we can go ahead and eat it. All right, everyone, welcome back. So our sauce is coming together really nice. We have everything sauteed down. The vegetables are nice and soft. The andouille sausage is really nice and brown where we really want it. All right. So at this point, we can go ahead and add the marinara to it. All right. And the marinara that I'm using is just a nice store-bought brand. All right. And we're only going to use about half the jar of the sauce. All right. We don't want it to. It's not really like a spaghetti or anything like that with a lot of sauce in it. All right. Because as it cooks, and when we add the pasta, it's going to kind of stretch that sauce out a little bit more. We're just going to add a little bit to it just like that, all right? And we want all of that to simmer in, all right? And we're going to reduce our heat down just a little, but we want that to simmer just like that. All right, and the type of marinara sauce I'm using is the garden chunky kind, or like a vegetable marinara sauce. You can do, if you're gonna do a jar sauce, do like a meats flavor marinara sauce, or even a marinara. That's good as well. Or like a roasted garlic, that's very good. I'm actually getting ready to add some fresh garlic to this one. So as I get that right there. All right, so to it, I'm gonna go ahead and add about. I think it's about a teaspoon and a half of fresh minced garlic. All right, and again, I just used the jar, and let's go with a half. Put a little bit more in there. All right, because that garlic is going to help really bring a lot of those flavors together. All right, and again, we just want to give this a nice little stir, just like that. Move everything around, just like that, guys. All right. And again, how much sauce you want to use in yours, that's fine, that's up to you. I just like to go small at first because I don't want it, the main star of the dish is going to be the andouille sausage and the shrimp and the crab meat. And you don't want your marinara sauce to really overpower that, all right? So we're going to add a little bit more seasonings to it to help bring a lot of that nice spicy Cajun flavor out of it. But we don't want it too heavy on the marinara, all right? Let's add just a little bit more, just a little bit. Oh yeah, that's good. All right, that's right where we want to be at, guys, with mine. All right, so as our sauce simmers up, let's go ahead and season it up a little bit. All right, so we're gonna add some onion powder, just like that. Again, we're gonna come with some garlic powder. Oh, that looks good. Smells amazing, guys. All right, and then we're gonna finish it up with the Tony Satchels Creole seasoning. Give this a stir. And again, we're just gonna let this simmer, a nice slow simmer. Let all those flavors and seasonings, everything come together. Alright guys, so at this time our sauce is right where we want it. Alright, so we can go ahead and start adding our pasta. And I've already drained off again some of the sauce. We don't always drain all the sauce off, but just a little bit. And we're using fettuccine pasta, it's a bit thicker pasta. And I think it holds the sauce for the meal very well. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and just add it in a little bit at a time. And like I said guys, the best technique that I like and that I've learned to use is adding the pasta to the sauce and not the sauce to the pasta. And the reason for that is that, like I said, it soaks up that sauce so much better. Alright, I'm kind of dropping it all over the place. Alright, but we want to avoid that. We're just going to stir it in. We're just going to mix it in. And notice how, like, again, that pasta is starting to, notice how that pasta and that sauce is coming together right there like that, all right? And again, we add the extra virgin olive oil to it because, again, we don't want it to, the pasta to stick. See, notice how it's really loose and we're able to get it all in the sauce like that. We want it, that's how we want our pasta whenever we do a pasta dish, regardless of the dish, where you're doing an Alfredo, a marinara sauce, a pesto sauce. You want it real nice and loose, something that you can manage. Good and tender. Oh man, that looks so good. All right guys, so at this time we got our pasta looking really good, really fabulous, smelling great. So let's go ahead and add our crab. A lump crab to that. And with the whole pieces, guys, I want all those chunks of pieces in there. I didn't really break it down a whole lot. Whole big pieces. Whole big pieces of crab. So we add all our crab to that as well. All right. And then we come right behind it with our shrimp. Again, these are already pre-cooked. So now we're just gonna add those to them. Again, whole pieces, guys. We're gonna stir it in, and all we want to do is let the heat. We're gonna bring it back up to about a medium simmer boil, and let it cook the rest of the dish all the way through, guys. All right, just like that. And this should only take a few minutes. Like I said, the shrimp and the crab is already pre-cooked. All right, so we only want it about two to 3 minutes till that shrimp starts to turn white. All right, starts to cook all the way through, because we don't want to, even though it's pre-cooked, all right, we still want it to warm up and cook all the way through before we serve that. All right, just like that, guys. All right, so we're gonna let this go for another 2 to 3 minutes and get ready for plating. So let's get started on our cocktail. Ciroc red berry sweet and sour. Okay guys, so the first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and ice our glass. I'm gonna put about 3 to 4 cubes in here. Next, we're going to come with our cranberry juice. Of course, I'm using Ocean Spray, the original. Put about 1.5 ounces. All right. Then, of course, our Ciroc red berry. And then we're going to follow that up with our sweet and sour mix. All right, and then for a garnish, we're just going to squeeze a nice little piece of orange in that. a nice little fresh taste. Just want to squeeze some orange in that. Just like that. All right, guys. And let's give it a stir. Ciroc red berry, sweet and sour. Oh yeah, most definitely. Okay, so guys, we're gonna go ahead and get our ciabatta bread ready for our meal. We're just about ready to plate. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I wanna drizzle some extra virgin olive oil on this. All right, we're just gonna put it in the oven and toast it for about 2 to 3 minutes. But before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna top it as well with some nice grated Asiago cheese. Right there on the top. And this ciabatta bread, you can get it in your grocer's bakery. That's why I got mine. Just went over to the baker and I was looking through it and I was like, oh man, they got ciabatta bread. So I'm gonna take these and I just wanna put some Asiago over the top of them. Now some of you may have to like pre-warm in the package in the oven before you do all of this. That's what I had to do to these. They went in my oven earlier for about at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes. So now they're out. I'm just gonna top it, like I said, I'm gonna top it with the extra virgin olive oil and this Asiago cheese. And I'm gonna put it back in the oven and just melt that cheese down on it. All right guys, so our bread is done. Let's take a look at that. Oh man, they smell and they look amazing. All right, again, it's ciabatta bread, just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and Asiago cheese across the top. All right, let's go ahead and plate up the pasta. All right guys, so our pasta's been covered and everything. I've been letting it simmer. Let's take a look and see what we got. Oh man, just look at that. Just look at that. Oh, and I would tell you, it smells just as good as it looks. Oh man, I can't wait to taste this. You can just see how that pasta and the shrimp, look at that crab. Oh man, look at that crab. Let's see if I can find the shrimp. Oh, look at that shrimp. Look how well that shrimp looks. Good and cooked through. Oh man, this is going to be amazing. All right, let's plate this up so we can eat. So all right, there we have it guys. Another great meal. This one again, this is my New Orleans pasta. Did it with crab, shrimp, andouille sausage, toasted ciabatta bread, and the cocktail is a Ciroc red berry sweet and sour. All right. Again, guys, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Again, thank you for watching Meals with Mack. Enjoy your day.